Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I welcome you all in ABSEC's online sport and assignments tutorial for week 9. I am Zubia Razak from APS Chaktamni. The grade is 7 and subject is science. Recipe is chapter number 3, the periodic table. Objective is to understand about groups of periodic table and valency of atoms from textbook pages 38 to 42. Task 1. To understand about the periodic table. The periodic table displays 118 elements in the order of their atomic numbers. The table has several horizontal rows called periods arranged on top of each other. As a result, elements with similar properties are arranged in vertical columns called groups. The zigzag line at the right hand end of the periodic table divides the metals and the non-metals. And here you can watch the periodic table. This table has several rows called periods arranged on top of each other. As a result, elements with similar properties are arranged in vertical columns called groups. The elements in first group are sometimes called the alkali metals. These are reactive because they have one electron in their outer shell, so they are in group number 1. Alkali metals such as sodium are soft and can be cut with a knife. They react violently with water. Sometimes sodium reacts with water to make sodium hydroxide and alkali. This is group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the group 7 of the periodic table contains the halogens. These are reactive elements because their atoms have one empty space in their outer shell. Halogens are colored gases and very poisonous. Perhaps the most famous group in the periodic table is group 8, that is group 0, or the noble gases. They are famous because they do not react. This is because their outer electron shells are completely full. Helium is used to fill the balloons because it is lighter than air. Helium-filled balloon floats upward and it is also safe to use. Write down the group numbers of carbon, oxygen, nitrogen and sulfur. You have to do this test yourself part 1 to 5 on your loose sheets. So the group of carbon you will check from this periodic table is group number 4, oxygen is 6, nitrogen is 5 and sulfur is 6. Second question is, where in the periodic table do you find the precious metals gold, silver and platinum? So you will check from periodic table from textbook page 39 and you will write the group number. Write down the names of the elements having these symbols Pb, Sn, W, K, P, Hg. So Pb is for lead, Sn for tin, W is for tungsten, K is for potassium, P is for phosphorus and Hg is for mercury. You will write these symbols from periodic table and you will write these names. How many electrons do these elements have in their outermost shell? Nitrogen have 5 electrons, chlorine have 4 electrons and calcium has 2. Explain how you got your answer. You will check the group number of nitrogen, chlorine and calcium and you will find your answer. Next is, what do the elements in these? The alkali metals elements are in group 1 and they are called alkali metals. These are reactive because they have one electron in their outer shell, and alkali metals such as sodium are soft and can be cut with a knife. They react with water and sodium reacts with water to make sodium hydroxide, that is an alkali. And group 7 of the periodic table contains the halogens. These are reactive elements because their atoms have one empty space in their outer shell. Halogens are colored gases and very poisonous. And last one are noble gases, which are most famous in periodic table. And they are famous because they do not react. This is because of their outer electron shells are completely full. And now it's time to share the home tasks for the day 1 that are reading and memorizing the concepts from textbook pages 38 to 40. And you have to do test yourself part 1 to 5 from textbook page 40. Task 2, that is about ions. So what are ions? Ions are atoms that have lost or gained electrons to become positively or negatively charged. Metals tend to form positively charged ions called cations, and nonmetals tend to form negatively charged ions called anions. To determine the charge of an ion, we must look at the arrangement of valence electrons. So what are ions? I have discussed earlier about the cations, anions, and ions. The next one is about valency and chemical bond. Elements combine or bond during chemical reactions to fill up the outer shell of their atoms. An atom is more stable when its outer shell is completely full. When more elements bond, they form a compound. The molecules of the compounds are the same, but they contain atoms of more than one element. Valency describes how easily an atom can bond with one another atom or molecule. It is based on the number of electrons that are lost, gained, or shared by atoms in a chemical reaction. For example, magnesium has a valency of 2 because it can lose electrons that are 2 in number from its outer shell to become stable, and fluorine, however, which has 7 electrons in its outer shell, becomes stable by gaining one more electron, so its valency is 1. Elements in the same group of the periodic table have the same valency, and this is always related to the number of electrons in their outer shell. Noble gases have a valency of 0 because they don't combine with another elements. And group number in periodic table 1. Number of electrons in outermost shell is 1 and valency is 1. And group number in periodic table 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8 with their number of electrons in outermost shell 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and you have to check the valency of these atoms. Next is valency can be used to find the chemical formula of a compound. Example, what is the formula of calcium chloride? Calcium is in group 2 of the periodic table and has the symbol Ca. Chlorine is in group 7 of the periodic table and has the symbol Cl. Write the two symbols with their valencies beneath, then swap the valencies to find the formulas. So you will write Ca with the valency 2 and Cl with the valency 1, and symbol valency swap formula will be used and CaCl2 will be formed. This is sometimes called the crossover method, and you will use this method to find the chemical formula of sodium chloride and magnesium chloride. You will use their valencies. You will write the formula of sodium and chloride, you will write the valency, and then you will write the symbol valency swap formula. That was all about the bond and valency. Now it's time to share the home tasks for the day 2. You have to read and memorize the concepts from textbook pages 42, 42, 42, 42 to test yourself part 38, question number 1 to 5, and do exercise question number 5 and 9 on textbook pages 49 to 50. Thank you and have a nice day.